Welcome back to Aeronexus and the IFR program by FS Academy. In the last episodes we got to know the instruments in the cockpit as well as managed accurate rate 1 turns. So this lesson is all about learning how to climb and descend, pitch and power settings we will need to change altitude smoothly, and by the end we will have confidence to follow altitude clearances. This is an essential step in IFR flying. Let's get started into mission 3.
Initially maintain our current heading 156 and hold 2,000 feet, and we will now look at climbing and descending. To initiate a climb, we once again use the AI to set our attitude target. For return, we will now prioritise the altimeter. For a climb, we prioritise our heading. We also include the airspeed indicator in our scan to ensure that we are achieving our target climb speed. Once we are reaching our level off altitude, we shift focus away from heading and onto our altimeter. We've seen the straight and level attitude with wings level and pitch dot just between the horizon and 5 degrees nose up, which will now be quite familiar. By placing this pitch dot between the 5 and 10 degree nose up pitch marks, we achieve 7.5 degrees nose up, which is our climbing pitch target for this aeroplane. When paired with full throttle, this completes our pitch and power setting for a climb. We will initially obtain a boost in climb performance as we exchange excess speed for altitude, but our airspeed will trickle back and settle at around 70 knots. Let's try a climb. Apply full power.
Applying full power.
And set 7.5 degrees nose up on the AI.
Oh, I'm pulling 7.5 degrees.
Monitor the AI to keep the climb attitude and check our heading for any unintentional turning, keeping 156. We're aiming for 4,000 feet. See how we get an ambitious initial climb rate as we exchange excess speed for altitude. As we climb with full power, watch for a left roll tendency caused by our clockwise spinning propeller, which you will counter with gentle right rudder, just enough to keep the black ball on the turn coordinator centered. Also, the nose will want to drop as our airspeed reduces, so trim nose up as required. The speed will settle at around 75 knots. To anticipate levelling off, take 10% of your vertical speed as the figure in feet, where we should begin a slow and smooth return to the horizon. For a 500 feet per minute climb rate, 10% gives 50 feet, so we will begin to lower the nose when 50 feet from our target altitude. Avoid the common error of lowering the nose too early and by too much.
Position on the heading, but we are more stabilized than before. Knots climb speed, not directly 75.
As we near our level off altitude, shift priority from the heading indicator to the altimeter. When we reach 3,950 feet, Very gently, slowly lower the nose towards the straight and level attitude, aiming to 0 our vertical speed.
Reaching 3,800, so 150 feet to go.
Keep full throttle until we accelerate back up to cruise speed, around 90 knots. Keep the VSI under close observation to keep the indication at 0. It is common to now inadvertently gain altitude as we restore lift during the acceleration. Trim as needed. Now throttle back to 2,300 RPM as shown on the tachometer. Now maintain 4,000 feet on heading 156, straight and level attitude. We will now introduce the descent. We will again target a pitch and power setting, aiming for the typical IFR descent angle of 3 degrees. To transition from level flight to a 3-degree descent, we lower the nose by around 3 degrees, as you might expect. This isn't to say that we pitch down to 3 degrees, but that we want the aircraft to lose height at that angle. As descent angle is not displayed on these instruments, we calculate an equivalent vertical speed by multiplying our ground speed by 5. When we apply wind corrections to our airspeed, we get ground speed, but in these calm conditions, we will take our indicated airspeed to be roughly our ground speed. For example, 90 knots times 5 is 450, so we would target a descent rate of 450 feet per minute using the VSI. Our descent pitch attitude is wings level, pitch dot on the horizon line. We'll try this now. Bring the power back to around 50%, giving 2,000 RPM. And lower the orange pitch dot on the AI directly onto the white horizon line. We'll descend to 2,500 feet. The AI remains the core of our scan, also monitoring the directional gyro for any heading drift, and also the VSI for our target 450 feet per minute descent rate. Make any required tiny pitch and power corrections to lock on to 90 knots and 450 feet per minute. Keep the orange pitch dot locked onto the horizon line. Keep the AI as the core of the scan pattern.
We are at 450 feet descent rate target. 500 feet to go.
The same level off anticipation method applies as before. With a 450 feet per minute descent rate, start to raise the nose with around 50 feet to go. That'll be 2,550 feet.
Right, so that's in 150 feet. Almost there.
Now gently raise the nose to our straight and level attitude, 2.5 degrees nose up, aiming for a 0 vertical speed.
Attention to the altitude.
And increase power to maintain 90 knots. To add to your straight and level and turning attitudes, you now have 2 more at your disposal. To climb, we set full power and 7.5 degrees nose up. To descend, set 2000 RPM and nose on the horizon. These pitch and power references will be similar across different aircraft in this class and serve as an excellent starting point for later refinement. Of course, minor corrections along the way are to be expected, but these will become less frequent and smoother with experience and practice. Our calculations were to multiply our speed by 5 to give a vertical speed equivalent to 3 degrees. To level off, slowly return the nose towards straight and level when 10% of your vertical speed from target altitude, leveling off with a 0 vertical speed. Next time we will move forward and combine climbs and descents with turns to solidify your attitude flying and build a solid foundation. Excellent performance.
Alright, that's it for episode 3 of the IFR program. We've added climbs and descents to our toolkit, and you've seen how pitch and power work together to keep altitude changes smooth and under control, mostly at least. I'd love to hear how you approach altitude control, whether you're flying in the sim or in real life, so let me know your experiences in the comments. And if you're following along with the series, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode, where we build on this even further. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in episode 4.